TPS Group of Companies presents the Priority Safety Podcast. Each week, we share important safety tips and stories that you can use within your organization and in your workplace. This is a Priority Safety Podcast.
So I'm very excited to welcome Shelley Walker to the show today. I think this is a really important episode, one that everyone should listen to. So welcome, Shelley, to the podcast.
Thanks for having me on the show today, Leslie.
Yeah. So I was just hoping that you could start out by sharing a little bit about yourself and how you got to where you are today.
Well, currently I'm the CEO of the Human Trafficking Federation of Canada. I have been a professional driver for over 30 years.
Okay, great. The reason that we're on today is we want to talk about human trafficking. And so I was hoping that you could share some information about human trafficking and why it is such an important topic for people to pay attention to.
Well, I think there's been a great rise in human trafficking, and people are often confused with the fact of between human smuggling and human trafficking. So when you see pictures or news clips showing a whole bunch of people in the back of a trailer, that is human smuggling, which is way different than human trafficking.
Okay.
Human trafficking is very on the uprise here in Canada of domestic human trafficking, so domestic sex trafficking, as well as forced labor.
And I didn't realize that, and I know this is just me being naive or whatever, but I didn't realize that human trafficking was such a problem, especially I've heard like in Sudbury, it's kind of an easy place. So I didn't realize it was such a big issue until I guess a few years ago. I worked a little bit with the Angels of Hope with Christina Scarpolini. And then that's when I kind of understood that it is such a huge, important topic. So I'm glad that you're here to share a little bit about that today. So can you also share details about the No Human Trafficking campaign that's happening?
Yeah, so the No Human Trafficking campaign is a public awareness piece. So what we started out doing was wrapping 50-foot, 3-foot trailers. We have some tankers. So currently right now, as of today, we have 27 wrapped 53-foot trailers. We have 5 tankers that have the No Human Trafficking Awareness ribbon on the back. We also got funding from the Ontario government back in 2019, I believe it was, to do an online training portion for professional drivers. We've also spent a lot of time. We petitioned heavily with the Ontario government to make it a part of mandatory entry-level training for all new drivers coming out. And I'm happy to say that that is a piece that they're going to be including when the talks come up again to revamp that. We're very proud of the schools that we have, such as NAT, who is already using that training and making new drivers aware of what to look for in this industry. Without the support of industry making people more public aware, we're never going to help do anything to bring down the numbers. And it's surprising how many people in Canada go, oh, that doesn't happen here. Yes, it does. It's happening to our young girls and our young boys all the time. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that 81% of the traffickers, you know them. They're either through a friend of a friend of a friend, or somebody through work, or an establishment you go into all the time. These are people that our children know. So how are we addressing that and looking for signs of grooming and luring them into this, right? So we need to have our eyes and ears open all the time.
Absolutely. No, I love that. So yeah, how you mentioned Northern Academy has the big truck with the No Human Trafficking campaign on it. And you said there's 27 others?
Yes, there are 27 in total.
Yeah, I think that's amazing because it's something that people see. It does bring a bit of awareness. And I mean, just starting with the truck drivers themselves, maybe being able to identify things. So I think that part of the campaign and the education part is so important. So I think you guys are doing a great job. So how can people listening to this help? Like, how can I do something? How can anyone help participate?
I think the biggest thing is being aware of human trafficking, taking the time to take some training courses. They're not very long, an hour to 2 hours maximum. They're held on evenings through the weekend. Some of them are just online. You can take it as you go. There's a lot of free ones that are out there, including ours. So it just takes something but just a little bit of your time and helping spread awareness. If you take a training course and it really impacted you and you found a profound effect from it on you, share it with your friends, share it with your family, right? Because the more awareness, the better off we are. I can tell you that we get constantly tagged or we're sent pictures or videos of people that are spotting our trailers all over the country, including down in the US, or a driver that's hauling one of those trailers that will say, I got stopped in Texas today just because they wanted to take a picture of my trailer, right?
That's
So the
awesome.
message, yeah, it is. So the message is profound and effective. We've also had people reach out that said, one parent in particular, she didn't know till she come to one of our launches and she learned about grooming and luring, that it was affecting her own child. She didn't realize it till she'd been there. Then she started seeing the warning signs. Then she knew what she was looking at, right? So awareness is key, and being more aware of social media and what your children are doing online is vital. And you need to be careful of all the apps out there that are really dangerous. And for all you ladies in particular that think WhatsApp and Snapchat is the coolest apps to be on, they're two of the most dangerous apps for you to be on or to let your children on.
Do you have any tips? So if someone is letting their kids or their daughters or whoever, can be boys too, use those apps, is there any safety precautions that people can do? Is there anything they can do to try to help?
I think you really need to tighten up the security on them. And you're talking to more and more parents today that have the access and the passwords for their children's apps. And they're getting on there and they're monitoring who they're talking to. And I think that's important. It all goes, some of us will say, oh, this 13-year-old is so mature for their age. But are they street smart?
Right.
They're still a kid, right? So we have to monitor them, and they may not like it, but I think sometimes that takes a constant open communication with them and why you're doing it. And it's not to spy on them, it's to protect them because you're concerned about who they're talking to.
Right. So you mentioned taking some of the education pieces. Is that available? The website is KnowHumanTrafficking.com. Is that available there?
Yes, it is. So there's a link there. You just click it. It'll take you over and you have to create a login and then you take the course. And when you're done, you get a certificate of completion. So you can either watch it or you can just listen to it. It's open to you. You can take one piece, you can stop it at any time and go back and revisit it. There is no traumatic images or graphics or anything included in that piece. You will actually hear from Tumia Nagy, who is a survivor and also the founder of Tumia's Cause. You'll hear from Caitlin Bick, who is a survivor. They talk about their own story and their personal journey and what you can do and the signs that you need to look out for. So I think it's very impactful because it's survivor led.
Absolutely. Is that something that you would encourage teenagers to watch as well?
It is good for teenagers, but it is not meant for young children. So you have to be careful of the audience. We have some people that have said like 13 and up have done it. So I think, it's, as a parent, watch it the first time through because you know your child better than anyone else.
Right.
Right. Is your 13-year-old going to be able to listen to it? Because Caitlin goes in, she talks about how she was sex trafficking and then the drug use. So is your child able to handle that information? Right. So as a parent, go through, listen to it, see what you think. If not, you can we have all different resources on there. So Tumia's Cause is on there. They have one for parents. One Child is an organization dedicated to youth. So they have some courses and information on there. So I think it's, picking and choosing what is appropriate for you, your child, and your family.
Perfect. So I know I mentioned the KnowHumanTrafficking.com website, which I'll include the link in the show notes. But what if someone wants to reach out to you? Where can people find out more about yourself and the Women's Trucking Federation?
You can find us at WTFC.ca.
Okay.
And we are on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. So you can follow us on any of those social channels. And all our contact information is on our website for any member of our board. So reach out if you want to know more. If you want to become involved, we'd really love to see more wrapped trailers on the road, even 26-foot straight trucks, anything that'll start getting that message out there. The more the merrier, the better off we'll be. Because we like to say, know how to spot it, and together we can stop it.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I think this is such an important topic. You shared some really good resources and information. So I encourage everyone to go visit KnowHumanTrafficking.com. The link will be in the show notes so that you go to the right place. Take the education, share it with your friends, go like your pages and share your information. And thank you so much, Shelley. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me on the show today, Leslie. I greatly appreciate it.
Thanks so much for listening. Remember to subscribe if you're enjoying the podcast so you can stay up to date with all of the new episodes coming out. Feel free to give us a rating to let us know that you're enjoying the content. And remember to make safety a priority.